10 new clone fragrance pickups. I have got some absolutely fire fragrances in this list. I release one of these about once a month or so, and I try to compile my best new pickups into one video. That way you could watch kind of the whole series and get a pretty good idea of the best things that pass through my hands in a given period. We're going to get into this incredible list. Before we do, remember to give the like button a click and subscribe to the channel. Let's begin. First up, this one has been out for a little while, but I just picked it up in the past couple months. This is from Lattafa Pride, Art of Arabia 3. Now, this fragrance is an alternative to Clive Christian Blonde Amber, and it smells amazing. This DNA as a whole is surprisingly a compliment getter. It is sweet, it's warm, it's kind of spicy, it's got a good bit of kind of dark, mysterious, I think, coming from patchouli, that kind of a vibe. This one differs from the original in the spicy elements. I think this one is significantly less spicy, but it's still probably in that 85% similar range to the original. If you want a good, inexpensive alternative, this is a great pickup, Art of Arabia 3. Next up, this one isn't a clone per se, but it's from a big clone brand, and it is one of my favorite fragrance pickups, period, in about the past year. I'm talking about from Fragrance World. This is Tobac and Coke, Tobac in Coke. This stuff is fire. If you like things like Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille and things like Mancera's Tonka Cola, this is sort of a good blend of the two. It's not exactly like a blend of the two, but it's got a gorgeous, rich, sweet tobacco with a bunch of spiciness like Tobacco Vanille. It doesn't have the overpowering sweet vanilla, which I love about Tobacco Vanille. Instead, it gets its sweetness from this almost photorealistic Coca-Cola note. I love things that smell like cola, root beer, etc., and I love Tobacco Vanille. It's my favorite Tom Ford. This is an excellent blend of the two DNA styles and very inexpensive as well. Seriously, one of my best pickups in the past year. This is, again, Tobac and Coke. Next up, I grabbed this one for really one reason, and that's because it has the note of plum as well as a bunch of other notes that I thought looked really good. I'm talking about from Gulf Orchid. This is Sweet Heaven Ice. There's a whole series of these. Each of them has kind of a twist on a certain DNA. It's a twist on something like Angel Share, but I'll tell you, it does differ a good bit from Angel Share. Some have compared it to Angel Share on the Rocks, which is kind of a lighter, fresher, more citrus-forward take on Angel Share. And this one definitely has a fresher body overall. It's not as heavy, as weighty, as thick as Angel Share is. And it does have a little bit more of a fruitiness, certainly coming from some kind of citrus or bright fruits, but that plum note is a real thing. It is definitely a part of the fragrance. The original Angel Share does not have a plum note, although one of my favorite clones actually does, Barouge Sillage. So this one, again, takes Angel Share, lightens it up a little bit, freshens it up a little bit, adds some plum. It smells amazing. I've been wearing it pretty much nonstop the past couple days. Sweet Heaven Ice. The next one's an alternative to probably still my favorite Parfums de Marly fragrance. I love Wajan, this cinnamon bomb. And this one from Nusuk is Fawah Midnight Edition. And they did a phenomenal job of emulating Wajan. It's got that powerful, warm, spicy, almost kind of spiky, fresh, spicy take on cinnamon and pepper and nutmeg, that kind of very holiday feel of a spicy, sweet fragrance. It's going to remind you of like a very cinnamon heavy apple pie It smells absolutely amazing. For a long time, there wasn't a good alternative to Wajan. Fragrance World has one called Legion, which is also very good. But honestly, between the two, I can't really tell them apart, and I can't really recommend one over the other. This is very good. I would say this one or Legion you'd be happy with. Again, Fawah Midnight Edition from Nusuk. Next, I've got a couple from Maison Asrar. This is a house that I've only got a few fragrances from, but I've been impressed with each of the ones that I've picked up. These are absolutely excellent. The first one's an alternative to a fragrance that's finally starting to be cloned en masse. For a long time, that really wasn't the case. I'm talking about Xerjoff Naxos. This one is killer. This is Muharib from Maison Asrar, and it's a great alternative, really a twist on Xerjoff Naxos. This one does have that wonderful aromatic lavender, kind of clean freshness in the opening, and then you go down into that wonderful golden tobacco with a good bit of sweetness, almost like a honeyed sweetness with the tobacco. This one does have a little bit more of kind of an incensey or smoky vibe, kind of like a realistic tobacco, like a pipe that's being smoked or something like that. And so you take something like Naxos, add a little bit more of the smokiness and a little bit more of the lavender kind of cleanness, and this is what you get. Great performance, excellent quality on this one. Again, from Maison Asrar, Muharib. And this one is another alternative to Clive Christian Blonde Amber, and I'd have to say this one is better as far as accuracy goes. There's no question. This is called Faris Al Arab, and this one is almost indistinguishable from Clive Christian. The spiciness is right on point. The performance on this one is excellent, just like the other from this brand. And what do you think about the bottle on these? I don't know if you grew up maybe around the time that Shinobi from Sega was a big thing. Got a little bit of ode to Shinobi going on these bottles. But if you like that warm, sweet, spicy, surprisingly complemented DNA from Clive Christian Blonde Amber, this one, Faris Al Arab, is a very good option. Next, I've got a couple from a brand that I bought from years ago and kind of forgot about them, but I noticed that they've been releasing original creations, their own blends, and these two I'm about to show you are no hype, no exaggeration. I don't make any money off the brand. I don't have affiliate links. I'm not in any way motivated other than to tell you these are amazing fragrances from the brand Dossier. This first one is called Caramelized Lavender and Hazelnut. This is from, I think it's called their Genderless collection. And basically they try to take classically masculine notes and classically feminine notes and blend them together. So they took lavender and did something amazing with it. And then they took some gourmand notes from that hazelnut and they blended them together. The lavender in this fragrance is unlike almost anything I've ever smelled. It's the best, most attractive, sweet lavender that I've ever smelled. It doesn't smell soapy. It's not overly fresh, spicy. It is almost completely unique. There's a fragrance I got my wife, long story, but this amazing kind of vanilla lavender that she loved and that I loved. And this one has a similar kind of thing. Lavender done in a way that almost by itself would be an amazing fragrance, but then you blend it with that hazelnut, caramelized lavender. Think about that, blended with a warm gourmand sweetness, very complex, surprising quality from Dossier. These are very inexpensive fragrances, definitely worth checking out. Caramelized lavender and hazelnut. And this next one, whenever I got it, I said, this is one of the best boozy notes that I've ever smelled. I still 100% stand by that. This stuff is awesome. This is golden rum and amber. And so this one is, again, the most incredible rum note, very realistic. And what I found with cheap fragrances is a lot of the time boozy notes don't really come across with a good punch, or if they do, they're almost like pungent or they just smell very artificial. This one smells very high quality, very realistic, but you get a wonderful sweetness as well with that rum. It's like a very warm and cozy fall and winter fragrance with a perfect boozy note, because the way that the sweetness and the warmth of that amber mixes with it, it's, again, something that I would say is unique and definitely worth checking out. Again, golden rome and amber. Next, I've got a couple from Generic Perfumes. These are both DNAs that I don't think anybody else is cloning. I recently got an order from Generic Perfumes, and I got several like this that are absolutely amazing that I don't know that anyone else is cloning. Maybe Dua is, I'm not sure. But this first one is mind-blowing. The original, which is a new fragrance, a new release from Amouage, has been getting some hype for very good reason. This is Generic Perfume's take on Outlands by Amouage. This is an absolutely amazing fragrance. It's really kind of a realistic amber note. Amber done in a way that the only thing I could say it reminds me of is if you have smelled Creed Centaurus. It's kind of like a tobacco amber fragrance. This has got a little bit of similarity to that, but then it's got this amazing aromatic kind of feel. There's kind of an aromatic, spicy vibe, and something that to me, I don't know how to describe other than to say it almost reminds me as like a minerality or something like that. It's definitely a niche profile, but it's a niche profile that I have actually gotten a lot of compliments on since I started wearing this. Look how much I've worn of this bottle in just a couple weeks. That's unusual considering how many fragrances I have and how many things I'm usually testing. I've gone back to this one over and over and over again because I love it, and because it seems like everyone around me loves it as well, because I've gotten a lot of people tell me that. Really, really impressive stuff. Outlands from Generic Perfumes. This next one is a dupe of a fragrance that I'd never heard of. I got a little sample of this back a year or more ago, and I loved it so much I decided to order a whole bottle. This is their take on the Spirit of Dubai Turath. This is their A++, which is their highest level of quality version of Turath. Now, this one, again, is addictive. It's intoxicating. It reminds me, the only thing I could say that it reminds me of is something like Mancera Oud Lemon Mint. However, if you were to take Oud Lemon Mint, that sort of almost syrupy, sweet citrus, and mix it with some powerful Middle Eastern spiciness, that's what you get in this fragrance. If you like sweet, spicy fragrances, this one is unique and is probably going to smell like nothing else in your collection. It is amazing. Again, their take on Spirit of Dubai Turath. So that has been 10 new clone pickups. What have been some of your favorite pickups of late? Drop me a link down below if it's something that I might not have or that you haven't seen on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to give the video a like and subscribe. I'm Justin. This is Sillage Scents.